Hi everybody, it's Michelle, and today I am going to do a flip through of my 2018 Hobonichi Weeks. As you can see laid out here, I have been using the weeks since 2016. This was the first one that I bought, and it is a softcover one. And it was, let's see, this was the spring version that I originally got. And when 2017 came around, I went ahead and I ordered this one right here. And this was the January start. I ended up with two. This was the spring start. And I kind of flip-flopped between these two in 2017. This one, I had cut it to fit in a personal size, and I did an awful job. See that? Oh, that was just terrible. So this is what I started with. And the soft cover was really nice to kind of fit into certain covers because it was very flexible and I could squeeze it in there. But I love the hardcover because you can write so easily in here. You don't have to have anything to give you support because it's just an entire book to itself. And it's great for just carrying around and being very portable. So these were the 2017s. And for 2018, I actually ordered two. And I ordered them actually from the Hobonichi store. So I got two at the time. I never used this one. I had intended to kind of separate out things between like work and personal, but I ended up putting everything in just one because I don't like being in more than one paper planner. It's very confusing. So I ended up just in here. This one was totally untouched until October, and I decided to kind of try to use it as a bullet journal and just disregard the dates and kind of write things in. But I gave up on that after not even a week probably, but I'm still considering doing that because this one book right here would last the entire year of notes and dailies, and I could fit it all in there. The only problem with that is things get so chunky after a while, and it will be hard to keep it in a cover, especially if I have two. Now, on to this baby right here. This is my main source of info as far as a paper planner is concerned. I have been in and out of so many different paper planners this past year. I was in a classic size happy planner. I was in a mini size happy planner. I was in a bullet journal. I was in here. I was in a standard size Midori traveler's notebook. But always I try to keep up with everything in here because I wanted this book to be the one place I can look when the year is over and have an overview of everything for the entire year. So it is all in here. And this, of course, is the Mega for 2018. That's what I got, were the Megas. Before that, they weren't. They were just standard size because they didn't have the Mega yet. So I knew that I was going to need all the note pages in the back, or at least more than what was provided in the regular weeks, because I wanted to keep a lot of collections and notes and stats, all of that kind of info to go into the back in the notes section. So that is everything that is in here. Now, as far as the cover, let me talk about that real quick. This is a newer one that I got maybe about a month ago. And it is also a Prima travel journal, personal size. These here are the Prima travel journals also. These are the leather ones. This is the vinyl. These leather ones are a little bit shorter, just a little bit shorter. But even when you put the weeks in there, it barely, comes over the top. And it's not, I mean, it's a little bit noticeable, but it's not enough to drive you crazy. I love these leather covers because of this back zipper pocket, and I can just shove everything in there. And when I have my cards in here, I don't even have to open up the planner. I just unzip and pull my cards out and use them and stick them back in. So I do have this blue one, I have a brown one, and I also have a gray one. And I want to get the black one and the pink one. So there's two more colors that I'm aware of that they have right now. So this is what I was using until I got this one. And this one has, it's the same company, just these are the vinyl ones. It has the card slots that come here this way. So I just have all my cards stored here, or the major ones, the ones I use all the time. Everything else is shoved back here in this back pocket. And then just some extra things here. I have my ID up here. And with these pockets, I can put in all of my little pretty paper clips that I get from Cocoa Daisy and be done with it. Now, this is this month for December 2018 that came in the Cocoa Daisy. This was last year. This little Simon one came last year for Christmas. And these are still, I believe, from the August kit. Is this? I love this black and white polka dot one of the ribbon. So that is just kind of the only decoration I have up there. I usually have scrapbook paper from the Cocoa Daisy kit. I would cut it and stick it inside the cover and decorate it. I just didn't do that this month. I wasn't really feeling it. I may still do that. I may use these. In the back here, I have just this cheap notebook. I think they came 3 in a package from Dollar Tree, just to scribble some notes if I need to, and then some receipts back here, because this is my wallet. It goes with me everywhere, and I just tuck all of that in back there. So that is kind of what the cover and all of that has, and what I store with me, because like I said, this goes with me everywhere. This is it. This is what I take with me. The only other thing, of course, I take is my phone. That's everywhere. I have my calendar in Google Calendar, which is in my phone. So my process is, when I'm scheduling appointments, they first go into my Google Calendar, and then I will kind of migrate it out from there into whatever paper planner it needs to be in. And so it'll end up in the monthly here. And if I'm using a different monthly, it'll end up in there. And also in my digital planner, I will put it on the monthly spread in my digital planner. So let's take a look inside this baby. I do have the cover on cover here, and I always keep my pen. It's the 5-barrel Uni-Style Fit pen, and I separate out my inks. I have both ballpoint and gel ink in here. I use blue, black, and red ballpoint ink and pink and green gel ink in here. And the gel inks, it's got the really fine nib so that it dries really quickly on this paper, because I don't like using gel ink on the paper, on this Tomoe River paper. For me, for some reason, it eventually ends up smearing. I don't know if it's the weather conditions of where I live, because we get so humid, or what goes on with that, but it does end up smearing. So I really don't like to use gel ink in here. I love to use the ballpoint. Actually, my favorite are the pens that actually come with a Hobonichi, but I need more than the 3 inks. I need 5. So I added on an extra pen loop here where I usually carry just, this is the pen that came with the Cocoa Daisy kit this month. This is black gel ink, and it's just decorative. I like having it there. Sometimes I carry around a mild liner if I am doing a lot of highlighting that month also. And this way I can just, with the mild liners, I can pull it out. I don't have to take the whole thing out. I can just pull it off the cap and use it and stick it back on. But this is the Cocoa Daisy pen for this month. Inside, I just keep pictures that I have printed that are waiting to go into my memory planner, which is a classic size happy planner. Just keep them there, and any little ephemera that I pick up along the way that I want to stick into the memory keeper. I have stencils and some rulers that I use because I do draw out a lot of spreads back here in the back. I have a personal size one and a pocket size one. These are Filofax rulers, and just some other little ephemera like a $2 bill, so forth. Pictures of the kids, just, you know, what I want to see when I open up this spread. This makes me happy. This reminds me of what I do every day and why I do it. So that is kind of my front cover. And then just some stickers. And this is going to be a long video, guys, so just get a cup of tea and relax, or a cup of coffee. My yearly spread here, I use this. A lot of people don't use this, but I do, because I have some health things that I track here on this spread. And then I also have a reminder. This needs to go into here. And let's switch that out now. So I remember when my Evernote charge goes through, because I think I'm going to cancel the premium subscription for next year. And let's see. I just covered up all the Japanese writing that was down here. I think in this one, which I have not set up at all, I think I am going to maybe put something more functional right here. That's an empty box that I can write some notes in there. This spread here, which is just the year on 2 pages, I use kind of as a guide for my shop on when I want to get things done, when releases need to be done. So according to when the release is, when I need to be spending time doing design work, so forth, and just kind of plot that out here. And when I want to do sales, at the top up here, I just put in when things are renewing, like when I have to get new license plate tags for the vehicles, when certain domains renew or hosting renews. I kind of jot that in up here and keep track of it that way. And then we just get into the monthlies. And I basically just put an overview of appointments and birthday parties, other events that are going on for each month go here. And just something major, if something major happened that day, I will jot that in here. And also my husband's work schedule. Keep track of all of that there. And I use a combination of my Cocoa Daisy kit stickers for the month and Mamby stickers. That's mostly what all of that is as far as any kind of decoration you see on the pages. It's March, April, May, June. I loved this June kit with the bicycles and the flowers. That was so pretty. July, August. I love this one too. It was the teacups and bumblebees. September, I wasn't a big fan of the September kit. October was pretty cool. November. And now December. This is this month. And last month I started putting in a little tracker down here on the monthly spread. Instead of doing one big tracker in the back, I decided to break it down according to what category it was in and put that little tracker here on each month. And I didn't even do that. I haven't done this yet because I have been back and forth and trying to figure out if I want to use the weeks or a bullet journal is for my paper planner for 2019. So I haven't been in this that much for the past week. I have been keeping it up to date, but not using it like religiously as far as the only thing that I've been using. But it still has everything I need for the month, all the overview. And I really liked the stickers as far as this girl, you know, with all the presents. I love that. So I decorated up for Christmas, and I won't be doing any more decoration on the months because that is the end of the planner. I know a lot of people started theirs the last week of November, last week. And I was determined to finish out the year in this planner and not start the new one until that first week of the new year. So I will remain in here and finish it out and start this one. All of these pages are 2018. This week, right here. So the last day of the year and then this first week right here is when I will start this. So I will have these pages here that will be blank. And my plan is to use these for business info or shop info. And they will all be contained up here at the beginning instead of back here in the notes pages. Just for things that I basically keep track of all year long. Not just for general notes. These would be things like stats and ideas and all of that good stuff up here in the front of the planner. So that is the monthlies, and that's how I use the monthlies right now. So the weeklies are a different story. I go back and forth on how I use them. Always testing out something new. This one actually started on November the 27th, but I started this planner on November the 13th of last year, of 2017. When I got these, I didn't want to wait. So I drew in 2 weeks here in the back, started using it, for these 2 weeks before it started up here in the front section of the weeklies. So I just kind of, like I said, I wing it. Usually I use this section right here for my task and events for the day, and then I jot in some quick notes here. Here I was doing some health tracking here of things that I wanted to keep track of every day, and just tasks for the week, maybe some other tracking I was doing here for the business. And whenever I have blank space left over for the week, sometimes I like to do just some journaling, just kind of do a recap of the week and how everything went right here, using up that space. Now, same thing here. Every once in a while I put in a picture. That was when we had snow last December, which was crazy here in Texas. For as far south as I live, and we had snow that day. And that the next morning we still had snow on the ground. So that is kind of how I use that week. Same for this week. This week I separated out into 3 sections and kind of broke it down by morning, afternoon, evening. And I jotted in notes where I could, kind of squeeze them in. Back to the way I was doing it before. Lots of Mambi stickers in this planner. Here, switched it up a little bit, didn't really use it much. You put in my goals for the year. Here, I didn't use it this week, but I did go back in and put in some highlights from the week using Mambi stickers. Here, this was one of my favorite spreads that I had in the entire planner. I just loved these colors. These colors too. Here, I just kind of did journaling for the week and not much else when I was done with the week. Here, I switched this over to a behavior log I was keeping track for one of the kids. This one was in 3 sections. See, just back and forth, always experimenting on how I wanted to use it. Here, I just kind of jotted in notes for the day and journaling. I loved all these stickers from the Cocoa Daisy kit for that month. The April kit was really, really cute. More of those stickers here. I didn't use this very much that week. Here, I tried to do time tracking here off to the side. Usually, I would do this in my digital planner and sometimes in a bullet journal. It doesn't matter where I put, all of this ended up in my digital planner anyway, so even if I wasn't doing it in the digital planner, I was doing it here. A picture of this ended up over there in the planner. So this more just kind of jotting in notes, and just some daily notes too that I put over here. Time tracking again. This week I didn't use it at all. This was Mother's Day right here, and I don't know why I did. This week I think I was using, or I had just gotten my mini happy planner, and I was really excited about that, and everything was kind of over in the mini happy planner. This week I did try to use it again, and I actually tipped in some extra paper here to keep extra notes, but I didn't really use it. More extra paper tipped in with some daily notes, pictures. All of my stickers. I love putting stickers in this thing. Sometimes it can be challenging finding all the little stickers that will fit in here, but I like to try to make it work. Here I did add in some paint for the background and to match with the washi. This was the washi that I loved from that Cocoa Daisy kit for the month. This was June's, actually. June's washi. Some more pictures. Lots of pictures here. This was the last week of school. And I just kind of put in some color pencil in the background on this one. More paint on the background here. Just notes, daily notes added in over here in addition to the ones I had here. Nice picture there on my stickers. I didn't use it much this week. And so I just put in a big Mambi sticker over here. Didn't use it much this week either. I was using my mini happy planner here, so there wasn't much in here. Back to using it a little more here. Here I also tipped in some paper to keep extra notes. And I've thought about doing this for 2019 so that I had all my daily notes together with the week. We'll see how that goes. Nothing here. Don't remember why. Not much here either. Back here, I tried to do more tracking here. I didn't use it this week. That was back in September. Not much this week either. September. It's October. I started using it more in October. Getting back into the swing of things. That usually happens in the beginning. I'm really excited to use it. Then it kind of wanes off. And then I get back into it again later. So October. More October. This was the week of Halloween, and I think this was actually my all-time favorite spread in this planner so far. I just love the colors with the purple and the black and the orange. And my pictures that I put in for that week. This was the first week of November. Thanksgiving week. This was last week. And this is this week here. And I've started putting in my numbers from my Cocoa Daisy kit over here on the side. And I had thought about actually repurposing this one and doing that for 2019 because I get all those numbers in the kit. And I thought, well, why buy a new one when I can reuse this one? But I really didn't want to redate everything because I would have had to redate all of the months also. And I just didn't want to do that. That is why I bought the new one. So this is this week. And I'm doing something a little bit different this week too. I am keeping track of my goals in here, the ones that I've set out for December that I am testing out and working with. And I have different spreads in different places on the digital planner, in a bullet journal, in the happy planner, just to give examples of how you can keep track of your goals and how you break them down. And because I'm working on a course for that right now that's going to be available in the shop. So this is what I'm going to be using to demonstrate, one of the ways to demonstrate how I do that. So I have it broken down between home, work, and this is me time. And that's the way that I kind of have my goals broken down, or me time or health or, personal stuff right here. So that's a totally separate video. This is the week up until this point. And of course I will be using it up through here, through this week. And then I will be done with this planner. So that is kind of how I've been using the weeks. And it's just been back and forth and testing things out. And that is that. Now my notes section is a little bit crazy. I started it off with those 2 weeks that I drew in for last November. And then I have a budget or finance planner that I used for last year for the month of November. I have my stats from 2017. I listed them here so that I can remember from 2017. Tax information. This was last year's Christmas that I was keeping track of the list and marking off as I bought things. I had TV shows I want to watch, movies I want to see, books that I want to read, and these are not, these are mostly like productivity, planning, business books that I wanted to read right here. Not, I have a whole list of other books that are all the fiction books that I like to read because I read every day. And I mostly read the fiction because that's just my way of, kind of unwinding and de-stressing is to read. So this is just like the 5 Love Languages I haven't read yet, Tribe of Mentors, those type of books that I have listed here. And you see, I haven't really done anything with this. I always put this spread in my planners and I never end up going back to look at it. So, but I keep doing it. I keep putting it in there. This was going to be my budget, which I never wrote out. This was supposed to be a monthly spread that I ended up doing the spacing wrong, and so I just kind of did it as a meal plan there. Bills for December, notes from the kids like appointments and so forth. This was all of my shop ideas and planners that I was working on and marking them off as they got done for the 2018-2019 release and the 2019 release. These were my goals for the year. Stats for this year, YouTube and video ideas, post ideas, my budget. This was more work info that I did not like the way I had that set up at all. These were just general notes. Instant Pot ideas I had here. I was writing in some things when I very first got my Instant Pot, which I never went back and looked at that. This was February budget. And then I had a spring list of things that I wanted to get done and spring cleaning. March budget. My March work stuff, and I had a March tracker here. April budget with an April overview of like my work calendar. And then an April tracker. I had my keto stats here, which I stopped doing. I had a weekly here. Sometimes I would put them in back here. More keto notes and a food log. My May budget, which I stopped doing in here because I was mostly doing it in the Happy Planner. My May work stuff also in the Happy Planner. My May, excuse me, overview and May tracker. This had been blank, and then I decided to try to write in some podcast ideas, but I never went ahead and did that. This was my summer list of things that I wanted to do. These are like free activities around town that I wanted to remember. And this was supposed to be for my birthday, and I never put anything there, which is in the summer. That's why it's there with my summer list. This was also blank, and I just barely wrote these things in as far as like ideas for inserts and stickers and blog posts and videos. My June budget, my June work calendar. These are just notes from the month, and my tracker, July, which I didn't use at all. Same thing with the work, overview and tracker. Another food tracker, which I stopped doing that in here this way. August, didn't use this at all. Didn't use that at all. This is a list of books for KDP, which is Amazon's publishing. I have several there, but they are mostly crochet patterns that are there now. But I wanted to expand that into some more planner type of books and journals. This is my September budget, which you can see that I didn't really do at all. It's the work calendar either. Nothing here, barely anything on the tracker. Because I wasn't doing most of this either in the mini Happy Planner or a bullet journal, because I had a pink bullet journal that I was finishing out the book. This is October, using it a little more, and then I started doing some daily notes in here. These are product IDs in my shop. Another weekly spread with my time tracker. There, I decided to do this in here. I had 3 weeks there. This is a glucose log for my husband that I started just kind of jotting in here. Then I decided to get a little more organized and put this in, and I need to update this. I need to make sure he's doing that every day. This was my November budget. Didn't really use it much. This was my food log. I switched this up to more health-related things where I keep track of weight, steps, all the food I eat. And over here, I have a symptom tracker that I like to keep track of what's going on. These are the issues that I've had that I'm trying to fix with changing the way that I eat. I'm not necessarily changing my food to try to lose weight. It's because of these issues right here, and just tracking how what I'm eating is affecting these things here. So I have it color coded here and I know what's going on. And I need to go back and fix that because I do have that somewhere kind of written down. And then these are just some like health and wellness related things that I want to keep track of on this tracker down here. This is my November work, which I did not do in here. And this is some notes I was keeping on habits, which I didn't actually get into it. I need to go in here and listen to the book and write in my general notes. This was another weekly spread. And I went from doing a weekly spread like this with 1 week taking up the entire 2 pages to condensing it really small. I decided to put 3 weeks on these 2 pages because the other little notes I was keeping track of here, I don't need to really do that here. And so this way it takes up much less space here in the back. And I figured that I can actually do this for every week for 2019 and still have plenty of room in my notes pages and have all of my time tracking in the book with my planner. And I just marked from 7 in the morning to 9 at night. And I can actually dial that back to 8 o'clock probably and get myself a little bit more room in here. But I don't really need to do that because I'm not, like I said, keeping track of anything in between. So that's 3 weeks, and I left a blank one right behind that for the last 3 weeks that I'm going to have because it's 49, it'll be 50, 51, and 52, and then I'll be in my new planner. This is my Christmas spread, keeping track of things that I want to get, and I'm not done with my list, and these are the things that I want to do this Christmas or for the month of December. And these are all Mamby stickers. These up here are just alpha stickers that I got at Dollar Tree. I do have this marked with a tab, and I'll go over all the tabs in just a sec. These are journaling ideas, and then I started doing dailies in here also because I had all of this space left. And I said, well, let me just go ahead and finish out the year and do all my dailies in here, and then it'll all be contained because I have plenty of room left in here to do that. So that's what I did. This was Thanksgiving, and what I was making, my supply list, and just a picture of the kids from Thanksgiving Day. All of my dailies, which I only went up until this day, and then I decided I'm going to start doing that again for today. I have some other notes, other places for my dailies, but I'm going to focus back in here for the remainder of the month and finish the book out. So I have that marked today also. With this tab, these are Avery tabs. I have my December budget right here. And what I do is I list out all my bills over here. And I'll write in my expenses in red, usually every day, what I'm spending, where I'm spending it. I put in my daily sales there also. And usually when I have deposits come in, I will write those also in green. So I know those are deposits that have gone into the bank automatically. And I just have paydays highlighted too, so I know when money is coming in. At the end of the month, I will come back in and do a little spread on all of my sales, where they came from, and then I will do all the expenses and kind of do my checks and balances here on the monthly spread. This is my December food tracker. So same thing, if I do my weight, my Fitbit is missing, so I haven't been able to do my steps and mark in all the food that I ate for the day. And I have my tracker down here for my health and wellness things that I'm keeping track of. And same thing here with all the symptom trackers over here. And then my work calendar for the month. And that is it as far as what I have currently. I'm just going to use these up for whatever I need to use them for the remainder of the year, which is these next 4 weeks. And the planner will be done. In the back, I did list out what I want to have in my new Hobonichi Weeks and how many pages I thought it would take up in the back. And listed out how I want to use each of my planners, like my digital planners, what I will be using those for. My paper planners, what I would be using those for, kind of marked here so I can keep it in my mind and I won't be so confused about what is where and where I need to put things. This My 100 page in the back I used as a list of things that I wanted to either do or buy before 2019. And I know this is not in the 2019, but I liked having this. And so I'm just going to use the back 2 pages in this one and do the same thing and kind of set it up the same way. Now, all of these pages back here, I did not use for anything. This, with all the kanji here, this is actually kind of like my rant page. Whenever something made me angry, I would come back here and write it out and then be done with it. Just kind of get it out of my head, put it on the paper, and then forget about it. And you can't read what I wrote because it's just all mixed in with the kanji and it's all jumbled up, and which is good because I don't really want to go back and read what I put there anyway. So I planned on using all of these pages for that if I needed to. I guess it's a good thing I didn't get too upset over this past year. Could have been worse. So this is kind of a cute page with all the stretches showing you how to, stretch your body. I did have on this page my tabs for meal planning, where I have them just on these label tabs, transparent label tabs, written out different meals, and I was sticking them on the week to plan out all my meals. But I took those off and they are in a different book right now. And then I just used this back here to store sticky notes. And I just stuck in this here just to kind of jot down scribbling for notes if I needed it. And I just put it on this. In the back, I carry around my Cocoa Daisy stickers that I will need to use. So some labels and the date stamps and the stickers. That type of thing goes here so I can have it all with me. And these are just some more pictures. And these were actually from the summer that I need to go back and put in my memory planner also. So all that is stuck there. So that is all in this book. And this is a very long video, but I wanted to kind of go through it so you can see how I'm actually using my weeks. Everybody uses it so differently. And I know I like seeing how other people are using theirs to see if I can get some ideas on things that I can incorporate into mine. That might be, a good idea to try. So I just right now have this in here with this little book here, which sometimes I was sticking my personal size Daisy Dory back here. But that I found to be really stressful, and trying to do that each month and decorate the book and trying to fill that up if I wanted to do my dailies in there. I don't know. I may go back to doing that for 2019, but we'll see. Now, once I get my new one in, I'm actually thinking I might go back to using this because I won't be putting my dailies back here probably because I'll be too paranoid about running out of pages. I can do my dailies in here, and this is not too fat, but after a while they're both going to start expanding and then they won't fit in my cover anymore. So I just don't know. I mean, because you can see the difference in size. I will show you. I mean, look at that. Let me pull this out here. Look at the difference in the width. And I haven't even used up all these pages back here. I mean, it just keeps growing and growing and growing. And I use a lot of washi tape and stickers in my planner. And I'm not going to stop doing that because I enjoy doing it. So this thing's just going to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I figure once I get to the end of next year, I can do the same thing and start using up the back pages for dailies again. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But I would really love to use this 2018 that I did not use and just use it for dailies. You see how I just kind of put in my dates and just totally disregarded the dates that were on here. These are weeklies, and then stuck in tip-ins and so forth. When I first started using this, I was going to use this for my food log, and this is why I had these set up. And I just redated the month and went over it that way. See, I was using it for my food log. But when I stopped using this book, I went ahead and I put it in that book so it's all there in the same one. So I don't know. I have some decisions that I need to make as far as what I want to use and how I want to use it. Now, I have not been using anything as far as my Cocoa Daisy supplies, except for the sticker kits. And so I'm still considering canceling that, which I hate doing that because I love getting that kit, but I may do that because it causes me confusion. The box comes every month in the mail, and I love opening it and looking at the kit and seeing everything that's included, but I'm just not using the books. But I thought, well, you know, maybe I can use everything from the kit and just save the books for a later time. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do about that. All I know is that out of all the planners I have ever had, this Hobonichi Weeks is my favorite. I have never finished out since I've gone on this crazy planner journey where I've consistently used the same planner for the whole year and actually finished it out. This will be like the first time. I've had a Hobonichi cousin before where I did, but I was so back and forth in that book. There were so many blank pages. But this here is it's just my favorite. And because I can take it with me everywhere. And I can just snap a picture of this spread, put it in my digital planner, and then I really have it everywhere with me, no matter what I'm using. So that's the weeks. Oh, I did say I was going to talk about the tabs. I decided to tab all the important sections in this planner to make it even more functional. And so I used a lot of Avery tabs in different sizes to make sure that I can quickly get to where I needed to go. And I do have the reds are work, red and pink, because I still have these little page flags here also. Red and pink are work, purple and blue are like health and wellness. The green has to do with money. So I have my Happy Mail and my Christmas list marked there. This is the week that I'm doing. This where I'm keeping track of my time tracking that I put right here. This is a Mambi tab, and after you use them a few times and move them around, they kind of lose their stickiness, so I try to not move them very often. These are also Mambi. This I have marking this week, so it makes it real easy to get to my current week. I have this one on the month and this one on the year, and up here I have this one marking my budget for the month, and I have a today tab, a food log tab, and another one marked for my master list. And that is kind of what, these are like the most important sections so that I can easily get to there. And that made a huge difference for me, being able to just flip right to where I'm needing to go, to where I'm going. Like every day I'm looking at these certain things. So that's my weeks. If you have any questions, just put them below. And I will, if I can find these on Amazon, which I did order all 3 of these covers on Amazon. If I can find the links, I will put those in the description below too, so that you can have links to these covers. Now this I ordered from Jet Pens for this year, so that came from there. So I didn't get my pen and things extra with it, which the Hobonichi pen, for 2019, I love that pen. I wish I had ordered from the Japanese site, but I didn't. So that's the weeks. I love this little thing. I mean, you can fit, if you write small, if you write tiny, you can actually put so much in this. You can put a lot more than what you realize in there and keep track of lots and lots of things. So that's it, you guys. Put your questions below. I will get back to you as soon as possible. If you do have questions, you'll have a great day, and I will see you next time.